Hello, I'm Nick. I'm the production manager here at Yorkshire Game. We have a fully licensed EEC plant processing both wild game and venison. We have a vet or a meat inspector here all day, every day of the week. We're operating to a gold CMI standard, supplying Michelin star chefs, wholesalers, retailers, catering butchers and the continental customers. So let's go and have a look around our premise and we'll show you what we can do. Everything we've got here, it's all wild, it's all shot in the wild. Everything that comes in has a tag on it, tells us where it's come from, when it's been shot, and we can trace that right the way back through the factory here. There's fairly well no game species bird that we don't process here at our plant. Some wood pigeons, tend to see pigeons during the summer and during February. Woodcock, scarce during most of the season, but see a lot more during December and January. Here we have some teal, one of the smaller ducks, mallard ducks, English partridge. Here we have some pheasants, again local birds, the main species that we see during the game season here. As you see later on, we can process about 5,500 pheasants a day. Here we are in our first fridge, our game reception fridge. Everything in here is kept for 2 to 3 days at 0 degrees. Temperatures are monitored 4 times a day and everything can be traced back into here. Here we are at the next step, the plucking room. Let's have a look. In this room we're rough plucking pheasants today. 6 operatives, and we're processing at about 600 birds an hour. We remove 60–70% of the feather and the rest of it's then removed later in a hot wax bath. The next step, the wings are clipped off before the birds then go around for waxing. Most of the birds' feathers are removed on the plucking machines. The last of the feathers are removed in this hot wax that runs at about 85 to 90 degrees. After the hot waxing stage, we then use cold water to make the wax go hard to help us remove the feather. So we then start the evisceration process. This machine is the first step, the rotating blade and the vacuum. The stomachs are removed from the birds and the birds are graded to different specifications. The final stage is removing the hearts, the livers and the lungs from the birds using a suction gun. Now that we've finished the processing stage, it's time for packing. We have a vat packer where the cuts of the meat are put in a plastic vacuum pouch to extend the shelf life. Secondly, is to a tray wrapper where we wrap the whole birds on a polystyrene tray, ready for going out to customers, wholesalers, butchers, restaurants. So here we go, once it's all packaged, finished and ready to go out, it's all then taken through to the next cold room, ready for dispatch. All the boxes here have got 4 languages on the label, the dates and a batch number. The batch number means we can trace it back to when the product came in to us for processing. Now that we've finished on the game side, it's time for us to go over and look at the venison side and see how we operate over there. Back at the intake, we have 2 roe deer that have just come in from an estate. Just like the game birds, everything's tagged. These tags then stay with the deer right the way through the process so that we can track it right the way back to its original source. It's all shot with a bullet, it's all wild product. We don't handle any farm deer here at all. The first thing that we do is we weigh the deer and grade the deer when they come in, checking for any excessive damage. Then record the weight of the carcass, where it's come from and when it's been shot. Then they go into the fridge. Here we have the 2 roe deer that just coming into our hanging fridge. They'll hang here for 2 to 3 days until we're ready to process them. The roe deer are one of 3 species that we're handling here at the moment. The other's the red deer, that's the fallow deer. These tend to be park deer, good condition. Here we are in the skinning room. This is where we're about to take the hide off the carcass, ready to be inspected. All the people working in here are all qualified butchers working to the highest possible standard, producing exactly what you want to your specification. Everything here at Yorkshire Game is stamped by a vet. Everything that we process has our EEC number on it. Val here is going to show us how we break a carcass down. So here we're taking the flank meat, the neck meat and the shoulders off all in one piece. Trim any damaged meat and removing anything that could be tough, chewy or sinewy when it comes to cooking. The next butcher down the line will be boning the shoulder out as a boneless shoulder, ready to go again for packing. Once the shoulder's trimmed up, it's then placed into a tray where it's ready to be either metal detected, diced into goulash or packed to be frozen down as it is. This is where we're removing the saddle from the haunches. And then we use a bandsaw to remove the ribs and the neck bones. We then have to trim them up further, removing any more connective tissue left on the insides. Trimming up, ready for the saddles to be packed. So here we have a haunch that we're boning out for the joints for staking. We're removing the pelvic bone, also known as the H-bone. We're removing the femur, which gives us our 4 muscles from the haunch. We have our rump, our top side, our thick flank and our silver side. So we're just removing any of the main veins, trimming up, again removing any extra sinew. Then we're taking the muscles on the next stage down to the membrane skinner where we remove the last of the silver skin. We're here to produce the finest piece of meat that we can supply for you. Depending on your weight, your spec, this is where it's finished. As you can see, no sinew, no membrane, just pure flesh. Here we are going into another fridge, the venison pack fridge. This is where we're holding a bit of product ready for dispatch. Retail packets of steaks and grade A, all the way through to bulk pack products ready for shipping out, and venison saddles, they've all been dip tanked to extend the shelf life. The labels here have all got 4 languages on and barcodes so that we know what product we've got and what the dates are on it. Here at Yorkshire Game we have over 25 years experience in processing both game and venison. We believe that putting the customer first is our main priority, so we look forward to hearing from you in the future. Thank you very much.